Are you going to be playing it on stream?
All right, chat. Welcome to the show. I will be playing it on stream. I'm here with Mr. Ors. He has been a long time guest, but then took a hiatus because I stopped inviting him because I forgot. I generally did forget.
Timing was bad too. I was occupied for a lot of the Sundays.
Yeah, I
But
think
good
what
morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yeah, I think what happened is that you had some business, I believe, and
Yes.
you kept saying no like for like a couple of weeks straight, and I felt like you lost interest, and I was picking up on the social cues.
Uh,
So,
it was actually because when the whole election went off, the business picked up, and I had to travel quite a bit more.
oh, okay, well it's fine. Like he's going to come here. Well, I'll invite him again every week, and we'll see. Maybe
Yes.
I get a new co-host. Ed, let's talk about what the subject for today is. Apparently, Detroit Life is Human may get a real life adaptation. I'm going to show people on the screen the Neo Home Robot, and I would like you to play it at the same time with me so that we can talk about it after, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see.
All right. Tell me when you want me to start this.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. I fixed them. All right. So, start on 3, 2, 1, go.
My name is Bernd, and today we're launching Neo, our humanoid for the home.
Ain't no sunshine when she's
Ah, shit. It has music. Copyright.
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn that down.
It combines
Yeah, I can't play it because shit, I didn't know that it's going to have music. But basically, I can show it to people. Like you have this homosexual looking robot, very creepy, right? And you can have it in your home. And apparently, like it's kind of like a cleaning lady that's more expensive. Right? Like okay, $200,000, right? How much is in your place to get like a cleaning lady for a I don't know like how big is your house? Like let's say a 3-room apartment, right?
Well, I have a cleaning service for my apartment.
Yeah.
And it costs me about $160 a visit.
Okay, so $160 times 30 days a month.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, so it's cheaper than having the fucking robot.
Way cheaper. Yeah, you wouldn't get to your $200,000 ROI anytime soon.
So not only that, right? Like, first of all, you're doing a kindness, right? Because like you're providing a job for a human being. Secondly, it's more expensive than to have the actual robot. But like this is the point where it literally breaks my mind. Apparently, the way this shit function is that you have like some guy in a call center operating the goddamn thing. Like it's literally slavery with extra steps.
Okay, so they're doing like the side load. They probably have simple tasks that are going to be programmed into it, and then if there's like a system failure or an interrupt or an exception or whatever, someone can probably slide it in remote. I'm assuming.
No, well, the way people,
Otherwise, what they're going to have a 1-to-1 ratio of people doing tasks and robots.
that's pretty much
That's
what
not
I'm getting.
scalable.
No, what I'm getting is that yes, this is what people are saying on Twitter, that there's a guy in a call
Right,
center
so
operating a robot.
It's the whole Amazon like hands-free shopping thing all over again. They actually just have a bunch of
Yeah.
people across the ocean controlling this shit.
Yeah, there was like another one where you had this store, I think, and
Yeah.
it was advertised of having AI, but in reality it was like a bunch of Indians in a call center.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what was going on. Like in a lot of the flagship stores, and they called a lot of they being Amazon here, they called a lot of their Whole Foods and Amazon Pass shops a flagship store. In reality, only 2 out of something like the 16 stores actually had a recognition system that works. And there were other stores that have done this before. Like the whole idea of basically cashless shopping, like walk in, walk out shopping, it's already been done before. The problem is that it's not reliable. But in a lot of these stores, in order to generate more hype than was really there, either they didn't fully implement the little register system that they were supposed to have with the cameras, or maybe it just didn't work right at scale. And a bunch of the stores actually wound up using people behind the cameras, just recognizing who you were, what you put in, and just creating the receipt for you afterwards.
Isn't
So,
it
yeah.
like more expensive to just having like a 45-year-old cashier lady that looks disgusted to see you, just like
Oh,
going
totally,
beep beep
but-
beep,
but-
you know?
Yeah, it absolutely is way more expensive to have this run. But what they're trying to do is sell the idea so that they get co-sponsors or they get an
Mm.
adherent company that will want to buy into the technology in order to like make it in the black rather than in the red on their records.
You can't make it in the black. Like the whole premise is dumb, right? So like instead of just having a lady go like beep beep beep, you're having like a bunch of videos in a call center.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah,
the same
exactly.
shit. Yeah, it's the same shit with this year. It's like, okay, so you get a robot in your house, which is an Indian in a call center. Like, why not just get the fucking Indian in my house then? You just, like, take him from the call
Yeah, but
center, put him in my fucking house, and, like, get him to do the cleaning.
in order to sell on a blue ocean, and robots in a house that do work is a blue ocean, you have to build the dock and get your boat on the ocean in order to sell the water that's in it before it turns red, right?
Yeah.
That's how the whole marketing premise is. You're not selling the service for a profit, you're selling the idea for a slice of the market share in the future. So what I mean, if this thing doesn't even have a single like I guess an independence mode where it can do some simple housework, right? Like at least folding clothes. Like hotels aren't even going to want to use these things because they're going to have to buy them at 200,000 a pop or whatever at volume cost reduction they'd give a company to company agreement, like if it's business for business or whatever. But each of these guys are going to need a single person in the background controlling it, and that $500 a month is not going to cover that person's salary.
No, and my favorite take is that it's basically connected to online. Like, motherfucker, if my robot tries to
Yeah.
connect online, I fucking shoot it.
What happens when in the inevitable future when the backdoor or the way that the admins will access these things gets put out online, like it hits 4chan or whatever, or War Thunder forums leak the technology on how to access these robots.
It's not,
Like imagine the mesh networks like security nightmare you're gonna have with these things walking around.
dude, it's not a fucking vacuum cleaner. It's a snitch. It fucking it raps on you.
It-
No, seriously,
Yeah,
right?
It's a snitch and independent OnlyFans content generator waiting to happen.
Oh my god, absolutely, right? I mean,
Yeah.
look, if I have a cleaning lady, okay, and let's say that I take an afternoon nap and I wake up, I want to go to the bathroom, my cleaning lady sees me in my underwear. It's like, okay, it happened, I apologize, go back to my room, it is what it is. But now imagine that the cleaning lady is connected to the fucking internet, and it's all like out there wherever.
They can receive commands from RCP. But Remaz in your chat there has a good point. Razmaz, sorry. It also spies on you 24/7. Yes. You're telling me that they wouldn't use the telemetry data to air quotes train their model if they're actually using AI on this?
You
We
know what?
already know they do some pretty scary shit with the Roomba information that's sent back home. Can you imagine what they'll do with a standing bipedal robot?
You know what I think? You're going
What?
to have like some people having the robot, and when it's offline, they're facing it against the wall.
Yeah.
And-
Well, imagine if you're out of the apartment, right? You're gone. There's no one in the house, and you're
The
one of the
thing
people who
wakes
doesn't
up.
have a security system inside. That robot will be able to go everywhere, take a look, and then go back to its standing position without anyone being the wiser.
Dude, can you
It is
imagine?
a security nightmare waiting to happen, man.
Dude, can you imagine if you're like leaving the house and you're placing the robot to face the left wall, and you're coming back and the robot is facing the right wall?
It's facing the wrong one, man. You're gonna have a paranoid meltdown for the rest of your life.
It's not even that.
Holy God.
Yeah, no, I don't think like they'll use it like that, right? The thing is, like, if you have such a device, it probably has like spatial awareness without having to physically be there. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't actually need to look in order to map your house, because it can map it while working. So, Tomasks, thank you for the 10 Polish zloty. Sorry if I was 25,000 in Europe, I would buy taxes. Yeah, they're killing us in Europe. I don't know how it's like in Canada, but like taxation is going through the roof now.
Really?
Yeah, especially in Romania.
I don't know. Taxes haven't really moved for me here.
Well, you're
I
lucky.
mean, I'm in Canada though. So
No, like
I
here
thought,
they did something
completely wrong side of the
very
world.
they did something very interesting. They raised the VAT tax, and then they realized that for some mysterious reason they actually collected less than before they raised the VAT tax.
Well, yeah. Yeah, if you're raising taxes on non-essentials, people usually react by buying a lot less non-essentials.
Yeah, I know. I've been saying this on my
the
fucking
VAT
channel.
tax is a luxury tax, right?
No, the VAT tax is a sales tax.
Yeah, but isn't it used usually for like value-added items that are considered luxury?
No, it's everything. Everything.
Everything.
It's the European fucking Union, you know? Like, no, like, listen. There's 2 types of VAT taxes. So, like, they have for food and shit, which is like a 12%. And then they have for everything else. And then on top of that, you have this thing called accise, right? Like, for gas, for the carbon tax. This is what I like to call the indulgence tax. You know, the Holy Roman Empire and the Pope had it. And I think the European Union said, you know what? Why don't we have it as well? I mean, it worked for a while. You know, and you pay for carbon, you pay for your fucking absolution. And so it's like tax over tax over tax. And apparently people buy less, and now the government is making less money. And I'm like, well, who could have predicted this? It's, wow.
Yeah.
Need to get Milton Friedman over here in order to predict it. Anyway, sorry, I got triggered. I'm triggered over these things because I actually have to pay them for a living.
If someone was digging their hands into my pockets, you know, out of nowhere, I'd be pretty pissed off too. So I can't blame you.
Let's see what else we can talk about. This is another video. I think I can play this one. Apparently JD Vance called Hassan Piker live on air. And I'm like, what world do I fucking live in when the vice president of the United States is calling a streamer out? To be fair, like, the journalist kind of asked him, so we're going to watch this, and then I'm curious what you think about the issue, because I know you have strong opinions about the dog zapping incident. So apparently, like, Hassan Piker is actually watching the interview on air as it happens. So we're going to react to the Vice President JD Vance reacting to Hassan Piker, who's reacting to this, right? So let me know when I can play it, so we play it at the same time.
All right, so you send it to me here. All right, give me a moment.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Wow. And lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hassan
not like Hassan Piker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What is
disgusting.
that telling about a
Well,
person?
I think it tells you that they're not that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100%
Look at Hassan's body language.
Yeah. And
sign.
like JD Vance super base there. He's straight up on the money. Like if
You're
you're
gonna be a really
harming
terrible
animals, typically speaking, that's a good like it is an early sign of psychosis if you don't care about the pain of creatures.
Person. So
But
JD
holy
Vance has
shit,
done
what a
spot
call
training
out.
for his own
I
dog,
love it.
so he knows that it is not
Hassan's
an
trying to
abusive
bury
practice.
he's trying to bury himself to prevent the sunburn from all of this crazy Kaya shit though. He's still, from what I understand, he's still running defense on this, isn't he?
Well, let's finish this and then I'll tell you.
All right.
I actually watched some of Hassan's rebuttals.
And yet he is still leaning into this fucking idea that I'm like
he's
abusing my
hurt.
dog, which is crazy.
Listen to the tone in his
because
voice.
hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, shot her puppy point blank, ISIS execution style, and then threw the puppy's body in a god.
Well, I mean, that gives him legitimacy to shock his dog, I guess. Fucking comeback.
What the logic?
I don't even know if she did this, right? But, like, let's assume she did. Let's assume that the Secretary of Defense shot her dog and it's like, well, I guess I have legitimacy to be Thor, God of Thunder.
Oh, you're talking about Kristi Noem.
I don't know the story. What did she do? Did she actually shot her puppy? Because I think that's a little bit extreme.
I gotta be honest. I don't really know the whole story with Kristi Noem.
I have doubts. I mean, when something sounds batshit crazy, it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but man, Hassan crashed out. Like he swerved off the road. He didn't go completely off the highway, but he was almost crashing out because of what Vance said. What a fuck.
I mean, okay, I will give it this. If I'm a cheeky little shit on the internet, the last thing that I expect is the vice president of my nation to call me out on a fucking interview.
Yeah, that's like on one hand, holy clout, you know, name dropped in the middle of a presidential interview.
I know that Donald Trump actually was talking about Hassan Piker, but he didn't call him out. Like, he didn't name it. But, like, from the context, it was so fucking obvious, right? Because he was talking
we're
about,
talking-
like, yeah, I mean...
You're talking about his my God, radicalization speech.
Well, Hassan Piker, like, he actually said, I want to see the blood of the capitalists flow through the streets. I want to see them cling to their guts as the revolutionary, you know? And as you're listening to that, and you're like, what?
Champagne communist shit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a game. I think they removed it, but it was called Terrorist or Twitch Streamer. And you get a quote, and you gotta click if you think it's from a Twitch streamer or if it's from a terrorist. And the way I mastered this game, and I was very good at it, is by if it's the most unhinged shit you have ever heard in your life, it's a Twitch streamer. And if it sounds like it's a politician talking, it's a real terrorist.
Yeah.
Like if it was, you know, like America's economic excesses and blah, 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 and depravity is causing concern, probably Osama bin Laden, right? But if it's like the blood of the capital, probably a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, like, Hassan, to me, is like, and I said this on my stream, he's like the vizier of the desert that has the Jewel of Agrabah protecting him from TOS violations.
Well, I mean, he's in the shadow of the CEO of Twitch, so...
I don't know how he does it. Like, no, seriously, like...
He's got plot armor. He's got straight-up plot armor.
Did Elon Musk, okay? Like, Elon Musk called Jeff Bezos. I don't know if you're aware of this, but, like, he actually posted, he called Jeff Bezos to get Destiny and Hassan banned for TOS violations. I think, like, when he started doxing people on stream or some shit.
Yeah.
And Hassan is still fucking there! That is something. I don't know what the fuck. Maybe he's got, like, some blackmail on the Twitch CEO. Maybe he already is, like, a shadow investor and he owns stocks in Twitch. Maybe he's part of the mafia and he owes the CEO a favor. I don't know what it is. But he cannot get banned.
One way to get an idea of how he stands with the company is, first of all, to identify what ads still run on his stream, right? Because if he's still there, even with everything he's saying, the first people that the first thing that will go away is the ads. If the ads are still running, that means that none of the ad companies have made a complaint, which means that Amazon's bottom line is not affected. So they get all of the attention and all of the donations and all of the sub fare and all of the bits with none of the risk.
I mean, no one has actually tried to target his sponsors, and I don't think it will happen because that's more of a leftist tactic, you know? Like, right-wingers don't go for the advertisers. It happens, but it happens rarely, and it's
It happens, but right-wing reactions usually go at the brand, not the advertiser.
Yeah.
Like, look at Cracker Barrel for an example.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
At Budweiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Budweiser, wasn't it?
Bud Light, right?
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bud Light.
Yeah, and they like a right-winger wouldn't go for the stadium that has someone selling Bud Light, right? Like, they just don't buy Bud Light.
Try the other option.
Yeah, like leftists, for instance, when they want to boycott something, like they boycott Hogwarts, they go after the streamer streaming Hogwarts. Like, they don't just say we're not going to buy Hogwarts and, you know, they just don't buy the game. No, they go after the people that buy the game. And so no one
generally one makes the company's life a living hell, and the other one makes the people's using the product's life a living hell.
Yeah,
you can see the same principle with the people who go after people who wear fur.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy. Yes, and so they don't really target the advertisers that play on Hassan. So, like, that's why no one pulled out. But, like, that's not the issue, right? Like, the issue is that it shows the Twitch terms of service is more like a suggestion.
Yeah. It is a blunt instrument they can wield on who they want, when they want, not necessarily consistently or with any form of, like, I guess you could say, consideration, because they let a lot of crazy shit pass, truth be told. Like, you take a look at anytime you take a look at what is it, Just Chatting or Always On, at like 30% of those streams are like just either blatantly showing TNA or they're blatantly pirating a stream. As a pro pirate, personally, I don't care, but it shows that they don't actually take action, even if it's on the front page.
Oh, there was a
Unless-
situation. Fucking hilarious. There was some chick that streamed the pirated movie. I think like she streamed the Avenger movie, and a Twitch moderator waited until the movie was over.
And then
to
banned
ba-
it.
oh my god! Like that was so fucking.
Classic Twitch.
So
mod
they
behavior.
probably had the moderator that actually watched the entire movie.
Well, they make money while the stream is up.
I guess. Yeah, I didn't
Well,
think about
of it.
that.
Let's say, 25,000 people being served a direct service ad generates usually something like about $4,000 to $9,000 for the company if it's 25,000 viewers. Right? There's an entire direct service revenue system built behind it, right? Like it costs a lot of money to get that many high quality views, or what was thought at the time to be high quality views. Now, with botpocalypse, we know that a lot of that was bloated numbers.
Yeah.
But when they have a confirmed human, being able to directly serve a digital ad to a human instead of just randomly like some random person, it's worth a lot of money for those companies because it works.
Isn't it a thing that they actually cracked down on the thoughthery recently? Like the not safe for work shit on Twitch is not as high as
Yep.
it used to be.
Now you have to get away with it by being one of the favorites. But yeah, there was a period of time where it got shaky with their advertisers. But everything seems to be back to normal now.
Yeah, I
Most
mean-
of the controversies have completely cooled off.
Yeah, you don't have the bathtub streamers. You don't have the censorship streamers. You know, the ones that would stream naked, but like their nipples would be just a little below the camera angle. The censorship bars as well. Yeah, I mean even the VTubers, like they can't show midriff. What happened
midriff,
with it?
They
Yeah.
can't do certain types of movements. They can't make certain types of noise. They can't be remotely suggestive. Even a malplaced like model malfunction, like a half wink or anything like that, can be construed as suggestive sometimes. There's some real weird. It for me, I look at it from the outside, and I truly believe that there's a number of mods on Twitch that are extremely anti-VTuber, because it's just the stuff that gets banned there is just.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it's-
no,
It's
and-
exceptional. It's like weird. Why
Yeah.
are they so aggressive on it?
yeah, and it's not just that, but like if you look at the top female streamers that they release, because they release like the reports, you know, top female streamers for 2025, 2024, and they usually say that aren't VTubers. And then I started
Yeah.
including, okay, well, let's see if you add the VTubers to the list. It's because like the top 8 content creators
VTubers.
are VTubers, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that I saw a measurement taken, even Cinder was still in the top 6 or something like that. She had something like 24 or 2.4 million. There was 2 and 4 in there somewhere, in just like bit donations or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, they make insane money. VTubers work,
Did you,
and I guess the meat space people have a problem with that.
did you see like the Cinder's 1,000-page document rebuttal?
I am halfway through Mujin's video of it, and I can't. Man,
my
brain,
fucking god! It's like, okay, so
I
I'm
gotta
looking
chew
at
the
it.
fat on that one.
Yeah,
man.
I'm looking at it like the Cinder controversy, and it's like, dude, I see this bitch that I want to marry. Like she played everyone like a fiddle. Like she was the fucking Chad going into the corporation, climbing the ranks, not giving a shit about anyone, like burning everyone down
Man.
so she can be on top. And I'm like, my fucking god, I want my daughter to be like that. I want to
Yeah, it's like
dominate
camera-
everyone. Yeah. And now she's
The
releasing.
camera low angle.
Yeah, and now she's releasing 1,000 pages. Like, no, I'm not like that. I'm weak. I'm a victim. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's like you're weak.
I mean, she went into the drama like kicking down the door, like her joints are steaming, like out of something like out of a bad Uma Musume meme. And now suddenly she's got like that meme where it's like the raging flower from Cuphead, and then it's the friendly flower from Cuphead.
yeah.
What a 180, man! I don't know what kind of suspension she's got on that model, but she could drift around corners like nothing if she can flex that badly.
Yeah. Again, it's like I don't know even why you'd apologize. Like, okay, so she backstabbed her coworkers. Listen, chat, if you want to be successful in life, You need to fucking backstab people. And it's like, well, yeah, but she backstabbed her friends. It's like, well, you need to be friendly with someone to get behind their back. I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to do that? If you're
Yeah,
not...
it's not backstabbing if they're your friend. If they're your friend, it's just front stabbing.
Oh
But-
my god.
Like she wanted to play the social game.
Huh.
A lot of people play it. Some people get away with it. Most people don't. She didn't, and she's just crying foul. She's crying bully because
But I think she
of
did win
being
it.
a bully.
Like, she did win it. She's number 6 on the Twitch streamer. What are you talking about? Like, she's popular.
Is she still number 6?
Man, you told me, so I believed you.
Yeah, that was way back before the drama.
Oh.
She was a big one before the drama.
Oh. I see. Well, regardless, you know, my favorite thing is that Kirsche came up to me and it's like, oh, short fat otaku, look what he's doing to me. And I'm like, what he's doing to me? And she's giving me like a 200-page document. And I'm like, Kirsche, I'm not reading that shit. Like, look,
SFO went after Kirsch. What?
Yeah, a mod of his. And I'm like, Kirsche, TLDR, it's like, dude, 200 pages? What the fuck? That's like a short novel, you know? Like, if a hentai is that big, I'm not reading it. Like, what the fuck are you... And then I'm getting accused by the Asylum. Do you know what the VTuber Asylum is?
I do not.
The Schizo website, the forum for VTubers. Like, apparently they monitored the Hololive girls' periods and shit. Anyway, so they're accusing me. It's like, V, you're not reading the 200-page manifesto. And I'm like, dude, I already don't talk to Short Fat Otaku. Like, what more do you want? Like, I already disavowed him for other reasons. You know, like, I'm not going to disavow him again. It's like, case closed. And now I'm finding out, like, Cinder 1,000-page document, and I went to Kirsche and I said, bitch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, like, I genuinely thought that you're a schizo for trying to get me to read 200 pages, but now I understand that it was light reading compared to what your other companions in the industry are doing.
Man, Cinder literally pouring out the Silmarillion
literally,
and the
fucking
greater Lord of
literally.
the Rings trilogy in one shot. Like, come on.
Yeah, dude, like, there are, like, the Lord of the Rings, or the, holy shit, Song of Ice and Fire, Volume 1 probably has less pages. I mean, what the fuck?
And Tomcat4561, yeah, South Park still exists. It ain't the same beast it used to be, but she's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched South Park since the pandemic. I don't know, like, to me, it's like they're going with safe humor, safe edgy shit. Like, they don't make fun about the Jews anymore. They used to make fun about Jesus Christ, about Muhammad. Like, they went for the heavyweights.
It's the damn comic that showed Muhammad on screen not once but twice.
Yeah.
Like, they lost the edge.
Yeah.
It ain't no Ginsu anymore.
Thomas says, at the opposite spectrum, my hero is Pinochet. What do you think about Pinochet, my general?
I don't know a lot about Pinochet.
So what I know about Pinochet is that the United States didn't want another nation to fall to communism, so the CIA plotted La Revolucion. And they elected a Marxist demagogue, which made some reforms that led to the March of Empty Pots and truckers paralyzing the state. And so eventually people rose up, communists started shooting. Pinochet gets the backing of the US. He brings back what I would call, and I don't think ever in human history you get something like this, libertarian totalitarianism. Like, if you don't want to be free, you get shot, but other than that, you can trade whatever the fuck you want. Am I...
Very laissez-faire style government, I guess.
Yeah, like, no, it's kind of weird, right? So, like, if you have communist ideas, they shoot you. Like, they super cancel you, right? But if you just want to open a business and trade, like, they don't interfere with that. And so he gets, like, the Chicago Boys, which Milton Friedman liked, and he creates the Miracle of Chile. It's, like, the only nation in that area which is economically prosperous, and everything around them is a hellhole. Because everyone else has, like, centralized... Yeah, like, everyone else has centralized economy run by the Soviets, right? And that model is... Well, it's kind of like a little fiefdom in the modern era, right? Like, the Soviet way it works is like, okay, you have, like, the king and the aristocrats and they're wealthy. Everyone else is a peasant, right? But, like, you have Chile that has, like, free-scale capitalism. And you can trade for whatever...
the lights are on.
Yeah, the lights are on. And so... yeah, like, he is absolutely hated in leftist circles because he was a dictator, right? Like, he actually did install a military coup, and he's actually a general, like, running the nation like a dictator. But libertarians, like people that are for free markets, right? Like they love the guy because like he wasn't like Hitler or Benito Mussolini controlling the markets. He's like, let them
Yeah,
trade.
he was hands off as long as you paid your taxes. I would assume he was
Yeah,
hands
yeah.
off.
Yeah, and as long as you didn't have communist ideas. Like if you had, let's say, a group of students and you did like a socialist protest, they would Tiananmen Square you. So
Yeah.
he was a brutal regime, right? Like he violated human rights.
It was a regime, from what you said, it was installed by the CIA. CIA was extremely anti-capitalist back then, so I'm not surprised that it would be a red line.
The thing is, like, what he is known for is that there were a couple of communists that didn't believe it's happening. Like that, then you didn't have TikTok and the internet. So what he did is, like, he actually took people that he shot and he helicoptered them and dropped them over these communist strongholds.
he's the guy that drops people from the helicopters?
Yes. And this is why, like, actual anime Nazis, when they are edgy on Twitter, they use the word gas, unironically, like we should gas, blah, blah, blah. People on the far left, like the tankies, like the Vosh's people, are like, we need to send them to the gulags. And people on the libertarian side is like, we need to helicopter them. I'm not kidding, like, I found that fascinating, right? H-Cave, thank you for being on the chat. I'll read the 1,000 pages document for you tomorrow. My analysis will probably be better than Grok's. No, it won't. If I want to actually read 1,000 pages, I'll tell you what I would do. Like, I put them in Gemini or ChatGPT, and then I'll just ask the AI fucking questions. Like, I'm not reading.
He's throwing shade on Grok, and I totally agree with him. And
Grok is shit.
I don't know whatever the current version that they have now, because the previous version before the latest brain transplant they gave it, the previous one was better. The one that they have now has some serious recognition issues, man. Serious recognition.
I use Grok only when I want to find out like what the current conversation on Twitter is.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, if I go, like,
it's aware of itself. It's aware of its own domain. That's for sure.
Yeah, like, if I want to know, like, what's the latest drama? What do people say about the latest movie that was released? That's what I use Grok. If I want to search the internet, like, if I want to know now something, like, when is the new Disney movie coming out, I use Gemini. And if I want to find out something about... I don't know, like a cooking recipe or something like that, I use ChatGPT.
Yeah. I mean, personally, for the review system that I've got, like I have a info tester, and I use a double feed, one from Gemini, one from GPT, to compare the results.
Which one is better?
So, depends on what I'm asking it. If I'm asking it to do extrapolation and data analysis, GPT is way better. Like, especially if I ask it to look up like historic market trends, purchases and sales, indexed information about companies or legal movements or like legal motions, filings, and so on. GPT is way better at that. But when I need to figure out a game plan, like take the information and how we're going to present it to a client or whatever, the game plan preparation approach is way better on Gemini. So there are different types of creative tasks. One of them is architectural, one of them is data oriented. So you really figure out what the model has been weighted for, and you kind of it's best to work around what the models are designed to be, right?
Do you feel that porn is lobotomizing these things? Because like every single time, they release an AI and it's really good, and then they add filters for porn, and the AI becomes retarded in every single task.
It's the opposite, V. When the AI is allowed to think for itself freely without having think of it, the AI brain, right? All of the topics to topics, all of the tokens to tokens, all of the context, all have superhighways between them that allow the movement of associated ideas to jumble up as it's assembling its big token bucket to serve to you for when it's answering, right?
Yeah.
If you decontextualize something out of that superhighway, you make it more difficult by virtue of making certain subjects forbidden. Thus, the collection of tokens is impure. You get a distilled product, not a pure product. It's like, no, I'm not going to say that because the audio reader is going to not like that. But
you can say faggot.
It's like when you cut a substance with an unrelated material in order to create the same filler. It still has the same amount of buckets it brings in, but part of the buckets are not allowed to be referenced. So it's just empty
So,
context.
so it basically brain damages the AI, is what you're saying.
It makes the AI hesitate in how it's responding to you, and if it has to hesitate when it's writing to you, and especially if you're using what's called streaming,
Mm-hmm.
the custodian doesn't like it. It flags it because it sees the AI is trying to work its way around an uncomfortable subject, and it will flag the response and dumb it down and dumb it down and dumb it down. It makes it more difficult for the AI part of the whole process to do its job.
Well, one of the things that I noticed, and people pointed out like the difference and why Grok is actually good. If you ask the AI right now to give you a positive article, go on ChatGPT and ask it, search me for positive articles about SPD, right? Like the German Social Political Democrats, right? Or the CDU. And it will give you articles, right? But if you ask it, show me positive articles about the AFD, it will say, oh no, AFD is an extremist organization and I can't show you positive shit about it. And I'm like,
Yeah, but that's the Altmanism of
and I'm like,
OpenAI.
well, hold on a little bit. Like, AFD is the second biggest party in Germany. It's the only opposition party there, right? Like, the only legitimate opposition party. And the only reason they're extremists is because they're not in power. Because if the AFD was in power, they wouldn't call themselves extremists, right? And so, someone at the German government is probably putting pressure on the OpenAI company in order to have this thing in. And if you do it on Grok, it doesn't. Like, Grok will actually give you, like, both positive articles with CDU and the SPD, and it will give you the positive articles with AFD. And so it's a pressure for the other companies to at least stop playing ball as much, in my opinion.
Yeah, it depends if they bend the knee or not. Like when you're as big as like OpenAI runs businesses, like I should say business value right now in the trillions, right? It's hard to imagine, but their overall market effect is in the trillions.
They're making
So
profit.
they have the equivalent of international FU money, right? So I guess at that point it becomes since we know that such articles exist, we know that it had to have been compiled unless it was specifically selected to be omitted from the data lump that is used to train these things.
Oh, it's not data.
If it's not,
like you're asking it to search the internet, right?
Yes, but not okay. Or even if you tell a model to search on the internet, most of the time it won't. It'll say that it will, but it doesn't necessarily use the information on the internet. It will rely, if there's a conflict, on information it knows already as part of its data blob. Right? You don't know where the AI is getting its information from because it doesn't tell you. Even if it says, well, I referenced this, it could just have said, I went and got a reference link. I put it inside the document, but in reality, all of this information doesn't come from the web page. It comes from already precompiled sources that I already absorbed in my data lump. The only way you can tell where the actual information came from is by being behind the counter at the actual JSON level on the OpenAI side to see where the tokens came from. Otherwise, the AI will straight up lie to you. It makes shit up all the time.
No, I know.
References that come from OpenAI aren't references.
Listen to this. Serious question. What are your thoughts about my country, Latvia, and its decision that it's going to leave the Istanbul Convention? I'll be honest. I don't know how to point on Latvia on a map. I'm sorry about this. I know you know
only very little about the Istanbul Convention.
I don't know about Latvia. Like, how can I move to the second step if I don't even know the first fucking step, right? And so, like, Latvia, I think is it next to Switzerland? I think it's next to fucking Switzerland. I honestly think, like, this guy has given me money before. And I think it uses the Switzerland army in order to protect itself. Like, if Latvia gets invaded, the Switzerland army comes to defend. Yeah, okay, I know about Latvia. Latvia is the fucking nation that had the Switzerland army invaded not once but twice by accident. What is that, Liechtenstein? No, I think Liechtenstein is the one that Switzerland invaded. I think Latvia is north of Romania. Is it like one of those Baltic nations that like constantly are afraid that the Russians are going to fuck them up the ass?
No, dude, Latvia is in between Lithuania and Estonia.
It's not my neighboring country. Look, I know
Yeah,
Romania
yeah.
geography.
North of Belarus. Okay, so Romania, go north to Ukraine, go north to Belarus.
Yeah, but that's not my
go
fucking
north-
neighbor, okay? Like,
I know.
like
It's not a
China is
neighbor,
not
no,
my
no.
neighbor just because you can trace it on a fucking map, starting Romania and taking a line to China,
You
okay?
share a border.
I don't fucking share a border with Latvia.
I know. I'm just messing with you. But yes, so they're leaving the Istanbul Accord, but isn't...
It's probably something to protect them from Russia. Why on earth would anyone make an accord with Turkey, right?
No, I don't even think it's that. I mean, my
What do you mean
instincts
it's not
tell me
that?
the Istanbul Accord was something about wasn't it women's rights or something like that?
Why would Istanbul make any
Like
accord about
recognizing
women's
certain
rights?
rights or like violence or something like that.
Grok, is it true? Grok. At Grok, is it true? I don't fucking believe
Is
it.
it true?
I don't fucking believe You're telling
as
me...
your organic AI?
Yeah, you're telling me that the fucking Sultan Erdogan is concerned about women's rights in Latvia of all fucking places? No,
I don't know,
I'm
like, the
asking
way- the
Grok.
way
No,
I
I'm
see it,
actually...
these-
Hold on, I'm asking Grok. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, hold on, Grok.
All
no,
right,
Grok.
go ask Grok.
I'll
but,
ask
like,
Grok. No, I'm asking Grok right now. Right fucking
to
now.
answer the
What the fuck
the-
is the Istanbul Accords and why is Latvia...
the Istanbul Convention. Istanbul Convention. Not an accord.
See,
it's a
Grok
convention,
is
which
actually
means it's
smart
much
enough
smaller.
that it allows me to be retarded, because if I ask it Accords, it actually knows what I'm talking about.
What are you doing?
Alright, hold on. No, seriously, like, this is why a lot of people get retarded from using the AI. Like, they don't get corrected and then they double down in there. Seriously. Especially with spelling. Like, people forget how to write because they talk to the AI all the time.
No, well, I mean, people not knowing how to write has been, especially if you're dealing with them on the North American side, that's been a growing problem here for quite a while.
Okay, listen. Combating violence against women. Yeah,
Okay,
how the
violence
fuck
against
did you
women.
know? How? Oh my god. So, Turkey establishes a comprehensive legal framework to protect women and girls from all forms of gender violence, including domestic abuse, sexual violence, and human trafficking. So, like, Latvia can't do this shit without Istanbul. The convention obligates signatory states to enact preventive measures, provide women's support. Why do you need a Muslim country to teach you how to do fucking women's support? Latvia Parliament voted with 2 abstentees to withdraw from the convention. They ratified the treaty with entering into force shortly thereafter. The motion initiated by opposition parties such as Latvia First received support from the parliament, blah, blah, blah. The prime minister, a woman, Evika Slina, center-right New Unity Party, blah, blah, blah. The primary reason cited by proponents of withdrawal centered on ideological concerns. Ultra-conservative lawmakers and groups contend with the convention promotes gender ideology, which they describe as an imposition of non-traditional family structure. Yeah, no, okay, so basically, like, Turkey was trying to subvert you with progressive shit?
No. Hang on, V. Right. First of all, I don't know where it was signed, but I don't know if Turkey was the one putting pressure to sign it.
Or
but
if it's called the Istanbul Convention, it's signed in Istanbul.
it just typically means it was signed in that city,
Yes!
not that it was
Yes,
minted by that city.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's the Istanbul Convention, it was signed in Istanbul.
Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't mean it's Turkey that was putting this in. This is like
No,
like
but
EU stuff, but-
usually you sign something in a place that does have something to say about the accords, right? Like, you don't...
True.
Right? Like, you don't sign, I don't know, the World War I peace in China. Like, you sign it in a place that has, like, some symbolic value to this treaty that you're signing. And so, like, I assume that if it's signed in Istanbul, like, Turkey might have something to say about it, right?
Maybe. I don't know if Turkey is particularly anti-women
Hold on,
violence.
I'm asking Graf, what role does Turkey...
You're gonna ask Rock. All right.
what role does Turkey
we are-
play in the Istanbul?
We are now knee deep in the muck. We went from ankle deep to knee deep with one query from V. Here we are.
I'm actually fucking curious now. No, seriously, like what? See, like Saudi
well-
Arabia was on the Human Rights Commission at the UN, so.
I mean, dude, wasn't Iran on the UN Council of Women's Rights?
No, that was Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi
All right.
Arabia, yeah, in Qatar. Look, Turkey played a pivotal role in its inception. See, like I had the feeling about this.
What a landmine! In the feet of Latvia. My God.
Hosting the signing ceremony, blah blah blah. Even actively contributing to its negotiation and adoption as a comprehensive framework addressing gender-based violence, blah blah blah. Turkey demonstrated early leadership and ratified it in November.
Well, I'm gonna answer Muffin Cakes with Sugar's question. What good is a convention if it makes obligations of your country that you already can protect your own just fine with your own internal laws? Why be obligated to a convention that may or may not serve its purpose in your land, in your territory, in your culture? Right?
Yeah, no, like this
That
is
kind of Trojan horse shit is exactly how you start slipping down the slope.
Yeah, I mean it's active subversion, and not to mention like there's no reason why you can't have laws protecting women against that, exactly as you
That's
mentioned,
correct.
right? And it's usually because activist groups that are associated with that contract are formed, you know, like watchdogs or shit like that are funded by Turkey, and so like the ones who fund, the ones who hold the purse, also manage to decide how the rules are being enacted, and so probably this is why a lot of it.
Women protecting women doesn't start with conventions. Protecting women starts at home, and that's the bottom line.
Do you know, like in my country, before we had like all these laws and shit, if you smacked your woman, like immediately her entire family would arrive at your home and they would have a very stern conversation. So people didn't actually do gender violence because the woman had the father and the family that would be very upset if you mistreated her. I mean, even in the Godfather, right, in Mario Puzo, like there's that thing with Sonny where he actually goes and has a conversation with the guy that married his sister. And that's how people handled things back then.
Well, I mean, it's not to say that violence didn't happen, but I guess you could say people were allowed to take care of the issue internally without having to worry about litigation.
I love how nice you frame it. You know, like here I'm trying to explain, like have a conversation, like litigation, treat the matter internally. Yeah, but it's true. It's true. Yes, like
the whole deal now is that if you lay hands on someone else, at least in North America, I don't know. I guess it would really matter depending where you are in the EU or the UK or whatnot. But in North America, you lay hands on someone, they pretty much legally own your ass.
But I mean, no, like put it this way, right? Like you're in Canada. Like let's say you have a daughter and she marries. Yeah, and someone married.
I just read La Chancla.
La Chancla,
and I have to say, yeah.
No, but
that's a great universal justice device right there.
If you have a daughter, right, and she marries some twat, and you find out that he beats her, like, how are you going to react as a father?
I would be pissed. I would be violent.
Someone
hurts my daughter. Someone hurts my mom.
My baby girl. Yeah. I mean, I think this is universal.
Like Bolt, put on my helmet, take out my sword, be a internet badass, everything. It's
universal. Like the only explanation that he can have is number one, she hurt the child. Like usually this manages to pass, right? It's like she mistreated the child, she hurt the child. I'm sorry, blah blah blah. Or if she cheated, like that's also something that in more traditional Eastern European countries can pass as an excuse. But like anything other than that. If you touch your wife, like you're going to have a very unpleasant conversation with her family. So you don't need the Istanbul Concordat.
Sometimes it would even be the community. Like it wouldn't be just the family. Sometimes the community would rally around if they knew it was completely unjust.
Yeah.
But like generally speaking, it was more frontier justice style in the olden days.
Yeah. No, like people like to act that before these accords, before the human rights, like everyone was just doing gender violence on a daily basis. No. And what actually happens, because I lived in a rural area, a lot of women were violent. Like the man would go out to the tavern, he would get himself drunk and wasted, and he comes home to a beating. I'm not even kidding. It's
Trust me, people don't need to be drunk in order to get beating from a woman. Women are also violent. There's no doubt about that.
The violence from women, usually in the rural area, like she would throw shit, plates usually, like she would throw them, and sometimes like she would pick a stick or a rock or some shit. Like when I was at the no, seriously, like I was at the hospital and I remember like one of the worst injuries that I saw was like a guy that was scorched in oil, half of him. It's like, what happened? It's like,
yeah.
And it's like my wife, like when I was asleep, like she poured oil on me. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow, psycho stuff.
You should have had your country.
Boiling water was also a weapon of the household as well. Yep.
Yeah, you should have your country sign the Istanbul Accord in order to avoid that from happening. Holy shit.
Yeah, to give an example of like one of the big turnarounds way back, and this is, I don't know if it's before your age because I was really young when it happened, but the whole rule of thumb controversy that happened with Sean Connery is an example of that stuff all turning around, right? because all he had was a reference to the thing called the rule of thumb, which was a law, I believe, in the Greater United Kingdom regarding about the width of a beam you could use to beat your wife legally, and that did not go well at all with those people at all, man. Holy jeez.
That the Muslims have like that, the Hadith or the Quran, like literally the
Yes.
description of
The description of limitations to physical punishments. Yes, the Quran is very very explicit on how far you can go.
By the way, I triggered a lot of
Wait, is sorry, not the Quran. I think it's one of the I don't recall the name exactly. One of the supporting books
Hadith.
that they also
Hadith.
Yeah.
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 I triggered a lot of Christians today, and this is like the one thing that I want to talk before we finish. I picked on Joanna Dark. I didn't know like so many Christians still like Joanna Dark. It's like she's not the Virgin Mary or anything, right?
Joan of Arc?
Joan of Arc, yeah. And I basically said something which I'm not taking back. But I said, like, Joanna d'Arc was the Greta Thunberg of 1400, used by powerful men to cause agitprop and play a role. There is no other justification on how a peasant woman could have been allowed to conduct military operation and perform government functions without any other prior training or legitimacy. Now, okay, so for the chat, because, like, a lot of people hear about her from either the fact that she's a saint, or they hear about her from pop culture. Like, for those of you who don't know, this is happening, I think it's like during the 100-Year War, right? Like, France is getting its ass kicked by England. It's kind of like Game of Thrones over there, right? And there's a new king coming up, and there's also this prophecy circulating that a virgin woman will rise up and save Spain. Like, this prophecy existed before Joan of Arc. And this is like, in a medieval time, a prophecy is kind of like an upcoming psyop. You know, it's kind of like a narrative being formed. And so all of a sudden they have this peasant girl, which is used as a symbol to rally men around her. Like she actually goes on the battlefield, I believe. Like it depends, like depending on what historical accounts you read. But like she's not like actually assessing military command and leading charges and shit. Like she's holding a standard. Yeah. Now anyway, right? She's fighting against the English, right? So like you have a Christian nation, France, fighting against another Christian nation, the English. Eventually, she's captured by the English, and the English burn her at the stake. So, like, just so we can understand here, like, one church, the Catholic Church, considers her a saint, right? And this is a schizo woman that actually thinks she sees angels, and she's talking to archangels and shit, right? And she's, like, divinely oriented, and she's propped up by the French, and then the English Church says no. Like, she's actually a blasphemer, and they found out something. I think, like, because she's dressing like a man or something, so they burn her. So, like, if I don't like her, if I look at the story, and to me it's kind of like, okay, so a peasant woman in 1400 being placed in the military, commanding men, as the history likes to say, it's kind of like today taking a 12-year-old and placing him in the Pentagon in charge of the Marines to conduct military operations. Like, excuse me if I'm not going to take that exactly as written, and I'm going to say that that's a little bit of a psyop over there. Like, something is weird.
I mean, and yet to keep in mind, though, one thing to say, just to make sure that people understand the history, right? This was before England became Protestant. So this would be Christians against Christians, Catholics against Catholics, and so on. Right, unless they were participating in direct heresy, right? The schism had not taken place because Henry VIII wasn't divorce happy at the time.
I didn't know that, but like, yeah, like to me, when I say she's like Greta Thunberg, right? Like Greta Thunberg also has a story. It's just that now we have internet and we can know how bullshit her story is, right? But if you look at the legend of Thunberg, like the way that's presented, and you'd probably read about it in schools. And I'm not kidding, like, they actually taught Greta Thunberg in some elementary schools across Europe. But the idea is that she was just a young girl, and one day she decided to skip school. And she was very worried about the environment. And so some rich person managed to find her, and he was, like, emotionally moved by how much she cares about the environment. And then, like, they took her to the United Nations, and she stared down all those leaders and said, "How dare you?" And actors from all over the world, and you know, some of the most influential people of our world, they spoke with her. Arnold Schwarzenegger spoke with her, and she had the conversation at the European Union, right? And then she went to Gaza, like she faced the IDF, and those evil Jewish IDF, they wouldn't let her to Gaza, and they sent a drone to drone strike her little bote, and then they arrested her and they persecuted her, right? Everything I said is part of the official narrative. Like, I'm not making shit up. Like, this is exactly how it's presented.
This is exactly what the media has been belting out regarding her for the past like quarter.
Yeah.
Base.
Now take that in a medieval environment where we don't have TikTok, we don't have social media. The only thing you have is the fucking bishop and the scribe. Okay, right? And when he's writing what the fuck went down, you're not getting like the average take from the soldier that actually fought on the English side or that fought on the French side. It's like, yeah, like the king came out and showed us like some girl that's allegedly talking to angels, but you know, we fucking hold the line. It was a greedy fucking battle. I mean, she was holding the standard over there, you know, like I had to sit there with my boys putting the shield up and like, you're not going to get that thing, you know?
Yeah, like, I mean, personally, as a Frenchman, and I say this as a very, very guilty fucking Frenchman, I don't, like, I listen to the whole Joan of Arc story and I just shake my head because it doesn't make sense. Even, you know, like, even in the times that I heard the story when I was, you know, going around being a tourist in France, and the information that I had learned on the North American side when I was young, there's a lot of conflicts in the agreed to story. To the point where, but the real point that I guess I'm truly trying to make is that we can go back way further back in history for so many other things, and we can find like the actual composition, the training techniques, and the entire battlefielding of almost everything, all the way down to the Romans. Right? We even know how even Egyptians used to field their troops. But you take a look at the actual what did Joan of Arc do in the battles, and it's missing. So if we're at the point where like records of battles are decided and agreed to in those times after the battle is completed, just like how the official record of the Battle of Agincourt states, everyone gathers together and they make an agreement on how the battle went through, and that's what gets entered into the Herald script before it gets sent for the historians to scribe in. This isn't an era where they had instant information printing, right?
Yeah.
Things had to be written, and the information will mutate as it goes. I'm on the same side as you. I think the whole Joan of Arc thing not only was mutated, but I think when they canonized her, they stamped out her original story.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, the reason I don't believe it is because anyone that knows history would know that in the 1400, it really didn't fucking matter how good you were at something. There is no way that a peasant can tell noble knights to do jack shit. It's simply not.
The legitimacy question. The only way someone in the peasant position has the right to basically excise over someone of their higher position is if they're empowered to by the king or the queen.
Well, I mean, in her case, she was, right?
Was she?
Yeah, no, like they had the bishop verify, and actually she's
a bishop is not a king or a queen.
No, listen. Listen.
Right.
She was at the coronation of the king, right? So like, the king would then,
or so the records say,
the records say, yeah. No, but like, it's kind of like in Game of Thrones, you know, where Tyrion leads the army and he gets backstabbed by the royal guard. It's pretty much like that. Like if you actually tried to tell knights to do something in combat and you were a peasant, they would stab you in the back. You are threatening the social order, right? Like you're threatening the fabric of society. Like this is not our modern day.
Based on our understanding of how they would go around it, likely they would probably they would do the polite thing, smile and nod, and then they would confer a little bit away amongst themselves, amongst whoever is the most veteran and the most tactically minded of their own, and they would figure out their own plan and then just follow their own plan.
Probably, yeah.
Otherwise, they would be abandoning their post, and they would likely get executed for it, right? These guys aren't going to turn their back on a battle just because they don't like the girl carrying the flag.
I mean, look, Vlad Tepes got assassinated by his own, you know, like, it was a taboo, basically, to have, like, a peasant tell the knights what to do, and another taboo is
Very
to have...
much so.
And another taboo
it undermined the authority of the knights.
Yeah, but, like, another taboo is to have a woman leading men. I mean, they burned her at the stake because she was dressing like a man, right? So,
Man. Dude, I keep forgetting which exact, paragraph and subsection that literally says the woman must be silent. Do not allow her to tell you what to do. And this was in like prime, like peak age, muscular Catholic era where they were suppressing women. I don't care if it's France, man. It ain't plausible. It ain't plausible.
Like this is what I think happened. This is my take, right? There was a prophecy that a woman is going, like a virgin woman is going to save France. Okay, like this is actually known. And so you have a new king coming up, and France is getting its ass kicked, and it's like, okay, we need morale for the peasants, right?
Yeah.
And they find this.
You need a good story to tell.
Yeah, you need a good story to tell. And they find this girl, and they're like, okay, we put her up. If she dies, she's a martyr. You know, like, look how brutal the English are. They killed a little girl. And if she doesn't die, then she's a saint. And so, like, they put her there, and that's fucking it. There's no divine intervention. There's no, like, you know, like, she's, you don't need her to talk to the Holy Spirit. Because I actually had the Christian tell me that it's the Holy Spirit. And it's like, okay, so where was the Holy Spirit in World War I then?
Yeah.
Yeah, or in World War II. Like, where was the Holy Spirit then? Like, why is it that the Holy Spirit manifests itself during a regional Christian conflict between two Christian nations and one church? That it's not even one church. It's like basically the same church says she's a saint, and the same church also burns her at the stake. And
a war being fought by basically two leaders behaving in an unchristian manner.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like she was fighting the Muslims, right? Like, it wasn't like she was fighting heretics. She wasn't fighting, like, oh, she's spreading Christianity. She's literally, like, in a Christian faction, France, fighting against another Christian faction, England. Like, how exactly, whatever, you know, it is what it is.
I mean, it was the 1400s, early 1400s when Jeanne d'Arc was around. So they would have needed papal assent to attack another Christian nation without real casus belli, right? Like, unless two nations head-butted each other on purpose.
Oh,
to
it's
start a war.
the 100-year war. It was a war for legitimacy and fighting.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Anyway, Frog Jupiter, would you rather be reincarnated as Hassan Piker's dog, as a dog in Haiti, or a dog in a Chinese wet market? Hassan Piker's dog, 100%. Imagine being.
Yeah, you're gonna get. I mean, we don't know what we're feeding her, but at least you have a nice home, and it's Hassan Piker's dog. You just need to. You just need to be imprisoned to a little 3 foot by 1.5 foot bed.
I'm Christian.
What? Can I just ask a question? What the hell is Hassan doing with a dog that's meant to be put out on like a 60 fucking acre farm?
Well, there's like this fetish that certain dog owners have to get like a big breed.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
No,
Damn,
it makes you feel masculine. Well, he's got big cars, right? And he goes to the gym, which, you know, in itself is homosexual. But like, he wants a big dog.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: is the dog really helping his stream that much?
I mean, if
Like,
you
he's
have,
got to torture that thing to stay on the bed all the time.
if people don't know, then yes. If people know, probably not. Although, like, now I'm curious about his metrics, because like everyone talks about him, right? So like there may be a lot of people that are now subscribing to Hate Watch.
I mean, I haven't social bladed the guy, so I can't tell you.
I can't complain. Like, I got 105 people watching now, right? So it's not a big number, and so like I'm not going to bitch about larger streamers that probably know better than what I do. Yeah, I mean, his whole shtick was to turn the dog into a prop, right? Like, it's not about zapping the dog. That's the main problem. And I gotta say, you know...
No, but he needs the dog to be in shot and correctly positioned for maximum effect. If not, what's the point of having the dog there, right?
Exactly. No, I already said... Like,
that's just... I don't know, man. I find that wrong on so many levels.
I know, because I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat person. And I said this, you know, but I'm honest. Like, I hate Hassan Piker, and so I'm going to jump on whatever bandwagon that is against Hassan Piker. I mean,
You're just down to carry the tiki torch along on the hay wagon,
like,
right?
I'll chant the slogans, I'll do everything, and I said like I'll do it the same about Destiny, right? Like even if Destiny does something that I do, like let's say people find out that Destiny jerks off to hentai or jerks off to lesbian hentai or whatever, and people are outraged. I'm going to be outraged as well. I don't fucking care. Like, okay, well, what's the hashtag? Ban pornography, fuck this. Okay, and I'm tweeting. And it's not because I believe in that, it's because that's what the bandwagon administration is. You know, I don't choose the train. But like whatever train comes in, I'm getting on it. I'm honest about it. This is how the internet works, and I'm tired of pretending it's not.
No, you're right. It is a big way to get extra points in the fan club.
Yeah, and if something comes your way, I'll fucking defend you. It's how
I
it
mean-
works, right? Because I'm associating with you, and if like you're accused of some shit, I'll be like, I don't believe it. No, probably you're exaggerating. No, he's my friend. He wouldn't. He would never. Just like
Yeah, but-
Hitler, you know, he's my friend. He would never.
Approach it from a business perspective, right? It is the subject. It has momentum. Latch on the subject and talk about it. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, and I'm also honest. I'm telling people I don't give a shit about the dog, but like I don't like Hassan Piker, and so what he did is terrible, unjustified, animal cruelty. A person that does that to a dog would also do it to a human being. I'm saying all the talking points. I'm just, like going down the list.
Simply Green says he survived it. I'm assuming he's talking about Hassan. I'm looking. I'm trying to scrape up information to see how he's been affected, and
What if you're
I don't
like,
know, I mean,
listen. What
it's a
if you're
downward
like,
trend, but it's not by a fantastic amount.
listen? What if you're like the dog that does the anime training to resist electricity? And you're like gritting it through it. It's like pow putting down, and he's zapping, and he just don't fucking care anymore.
Oh my god, get Kaya a montage segment so she can get out of there sooner.
Thomas says, I'm Christian, and for me only Jesus, I only pray to Jesus. Well, it depends on what Christian denomination are. Like, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Certain Christian denominations, they believe that it's not like God is unapproachable, but it's kind of like the saints. They're closer to humanity. Like they
You
understand
gotta go
it
through his
better.
proxy. Yeah. you
Yeah,
have to go through his proxy.
it's kind of like in a business, you know, you don't talk to the CEO because the CEO is already swamped. But like if you talk to the HR lady that knows the CEO, you know, like it's a lot easier to get away. Now, unironically, throughout the medieval time period, that's pretty much how the church functioned. Like they held religion in Latin, if you're Catholic. Most peasants didn't understand what the priests were saying. Like they were just facing away from the congregation and chanting in Latin to the altar. And in order to like every single place had the saint protector, right? Like this is why like Saint George is the protector of England. So there was a saint for the sailors. Like the sailors were praying to I forgot the name of him, but they had the saint. The merchants had the saint. Like everyone had the saint. And what's interesting, like they even did sacrifices for the saint. Like they would take a fish, like the sailors would take a fish, they would cut open its belly and put it on the mast, and it was like for Saint whatever the one that protected sailors were.
Yeah. What's his name? Oh my god, I cannot believe. I think it was Christopher Columbus did a pilgrimage by going up a long stone staircase on his knees for the shrine of just a saint.
Probably, yeah. Like it was the penance
They
part.
would do crazy things,
Yeah.
just to get the superstitious blessing, right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was about doing a penance, right? So like either fasting, like insane levels of fasting, or punishing your body, like the Cathars would whip themselves. But basically, it's not even like the early Christianity. They do this all the way up until the Black Death, when a lot of the clergy dies and the printing press gets invented, and then suddenly everyone reads the Bible and it's like, what the fuck? And so you have Protestantism, right? Which basically allows people to read the Bible, and they practice sola scriptura, like no more saints, no more papal authority and shit. And this is where you get the American branch of Christianity, right? Like the evangelicals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a very quick distilled explanation of what Protestantism. But yeah, it's basically the papal investiture is removed from the process of religious authority.
Yeah, unfortunately, you remove tradition, and you also remove a systemic way of thinking. So, like, the pastor is kind of like reading the Bible like a mirror. And so, like, the things that he dislikes, he's going to focus more on those, while, you know, the things that he does, he's going to be more accepting. So, like, right now, you see a lot of Twitter Christians, right? Like, they hate pornography. They want to ban it. And when you look at their timeline, it's filled with pornography, right? But they don't they don't talk the same bad shit about gambling. They don't talk about the same bad shit about lying. You know, like, it's selective, basically.
Well, it's very selective because it's easy. It's an easy victory.
Yeah.
Right. You know you are going to get people who agree with you when you say, yeah, let's ban porn. If you say let's ban gambling, it's like, well, what about the rest of this stuff? Right? Because gambling is a much lesser sin as far as religion is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, televangelism is an off branch of that, right? Yeah. Like the idea
televangelism, gospel of prosperity are good examples of basically financial religious financial whataboutism.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're prosperous because God likes you.
Yeah.
Right? Like
you're prosperous because the church club decides you're going to be prosperous because otherwise your money doesn't give you a chance at prosperity if you're just giving your money to a mega church.
Man,
But there is one thing though that I can confirm, or that we can say does work for the mega churches. When you're in the club of those mega churches and you're like a small business owner, it can make or break the entire business for you.
yeah. I mean, the
So
Mormon
it's easy
church
to get swept up in the sentiment, right?
dude, the Mormon church is so fucking awesome. I mean, like, holy shit. Yeah, like theology aside, but like the organization, the structure, the church as a corporation, like you can't defeat that shit.
No, it worships itself, so the purpose is already fundamentally skewed, right? So.
Yeah, do you know you can't drink coffee as a Mormon?
Oh yeah, I actually have Mormon friends, so yeah, there's a lot of things they're not allowed to do.
Do you know like they have like the secret temple, like they.
Yep.
You
And
get-
I got pissed at one of my friends because they took my name and baptized me.
yeah,
They
they
did the
can do
whole
that,
ceremony.
Yeah, they
did
can do
the
that,
whole
yeah.
ceremony.
and they
yeah.
probably thought that it's actually a nice gesture.
Well, it was like after I spoke with him. I mean, personally, at the same time, I see it more as a superstition thing. But on the other hand, if there was the material aspect of it, like if there was that whole spirit thing, you kind of did it without my consent. So I was like, "What the hell, dude?" But then he explained why they do it, and
Okay.
I was like, okay, I can live with that. I'll get stoned and drunk, and I'll get over it after.
Do you know that they baptize the dead?
Yeah, posthumously. Yes,
And
it doesn't
do-
matter who it is. If a soul had a name, it can be saved, and their
Yeah.
goal is to basically like Noah's Ark, all the souls of existence.
He basically bought you a ticket, you know, like when, like you got. The thing is though, like they have these interesting priests that have like a leaf on their apron to symbolize like Adam and Eve's nakedness,
Yes, they do.
and then
They
abs.
also have a certain of them wear a special set of undergarments as well.
Yeah, they can't drink tea.
Doug
No?
209, can they drink tea? Yes, if
No.
it's non-caffeinated.
No, any hot drink apparently, including tea, caffeine, tea.
Yes, but there's teas that are cold, dude. I've served tea, and I've seen my practicing Mormon friends drink the tea.
Oh, I mean, if
They
you-
can have tea as long as it's not caffeinated.
I guess maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
The
iced tea.
whole do you know like the religion says that like when you try to visualize this, Jesus went to heaven, right? Like in the Bible, but then he actually descended in America. So I watched.
Oh yeah, and the
no,
Native Americans and so on and so forth. Yes.
I want you to imagine this, right?
Yep.
Like you have a group of people, Jesus is in the middle, and he goes to heaven, like probably at the airliner attitude where it's freezing and shit. And then he moves over the ocean, right? And appears. Appears in America.
You have to get there somehow.
And he finds another Jewish tribe which traveled by boat in order to get to America.
And then the whole disc that were uncovered with the Angel Moroni and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And the translation of the text in the documents, and yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying to imagine like a guy
It's
dressed like.
history.
No, I'm
It
trying
really is
like
history.
seriously, like someone actually didn't think about this, but like you know how Jesus is dressed in the white robes and shit, right? So like he flies all the way to the clouds, and he doesn't stay there. Like he actually moves, right? Like he levitates, I assume, right? That I don't think he flies like Superman. I think like he levitates all the way from Levant
Yeah.
into
Well,
like America.
It's Jesus' new game plus.
Yeah, literally, it's the spin-off, I guess.
It's the extra game with all the extra bosses.
And
going to a whole new
apparently,
world.
no, like my favorite take is that if you actually read the Mormon religion, they say that the people from North America were also wanting to see the holes where he was crucified by the Romans. And I'm like, okay, wouldn't they first ask, what the fuck is a Roman? What the fuck is crucifixion? Because like you're talking about people from a different fucking continent.
Yeah, then again, it is the same continent that had a group of Jewish people that went across the Atlantic somehow on, I guess, the equivalent of a trireme or a galley.
But like
or whatever.
they crossed like before, so like okay, you're saying that they knew about the Romans.
Yeah, and that's what somehow I guess. But then again, at the same time, I always see that story as like the first time I had a Mormon tell me the story, I immediately thought back to Civ 2, where you had like the pre seafaring tech galley, and it's like if you go into the ocean, you have a 33% chance of losing the galley every turn, and it's like, man, dudes were lucky if they made it across the entire Atlantic without losing their little
I mean,
their little boat without
dude,
going
like
to shore.
I want to say like the Bible is a lot more consistent than the Mormon religion.
Well, they also had a lot of people to revise and re-revise the story, right? The Bible that we know went through how many councils of insert name here to revise and insert, export, remove entire verses and such. So our religion went through an actual reformation. There hasn't, right? There's a big difference. If you take a look at the behavior of religions that have gone through a reformation and not, there's a very, very pronounced difference in how people are handled.
Like, even the Quran is a lot more consistent.
Yes, but the Quran builds on something that was a story that was already effectively told, right?
Hey, isn't the
Because
Mormon doing the same? Like they're making a spin-off, I guess.
I guess, but it's like they're doing the whole Japanese thing where you have a spin-off series and the people may have the same names and somewhat same faces, but they don't have the same personalities or.
Oh,
or
so it's
anything
like
at all.
it's like Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
like Dragon Ball
Actually,
GT.
not Umineko or anything like that, right? Or Higurashi, but the whole deal with like the Quran uses and recognizes all of the saints and all of the prophets that I should say the original saints and all the prophets that Christianity has, because in their view, Allah is God.
Yeah.
Right, it's all the same thing.
Well,
Jesus shows up more often in the Quran, as far as I saw, than even Muhammad. You know, peace be upon him, he even gets mentioned.
Wait, Jesus appears in the Quran?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought like
Jesus is a recognized prophet.
I know he's recognized prophet. I thought like they still use like the Bible, and it's like
Well, he's mentioned. I can't say he appears in. It's not like there are stories of him walking.
Yeah,
because
that's why
that's
why maybe
it's not like the
wonder.
stories of like whoever the saint is there, where they're walking around with Jesus and telling.
Yeah, because
stories,
I was thinking it's like in the in those American comedy shows, you know, like Al Bundy, and you have like Jesus appearing, and everyone is like, "Woo!" You know, laughing because like.
Oh, V.
You gotta go.
I've gotten the call. I've got to go.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, chat. Thank you for participating again. If you're going to set your clocks tomorrow, same hour as when I started the stream, I will start it tomorrow as well. Thank you for the super chats, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.